Good morning, guys. My name's Josh, and welcome to Reed's Garage. Doesn't look like much, but hey, it's where I call home. This is going to be a way for me to share my passion of like cars, carpentry, or really anything else I can get my hands on with you guys. Why not get started with something I know best? So you might be wondering, what does he know best about? Well, kind of a car nut. I ain't gonna lie, I got it bad. So, to start things right, and we change some oil. I'll introduce you to the lucky candidate who gets their oil changed today. Just pop this guy open. All right, now that that's open, let's bring her in. This car is our 2019 Toyota Camry, and I say our because this is actually my wife's car. And as you know, fellas, you gotta do the wife's first before you do yours, or else you will never hear the end of it. We're gonna knock this out today. She was driving down the road, maintenance required light came on, and I told her, honey, I'm gonna go to the store, buy some oil, and we'll take care of that for you. Let's get her started. All right, so first thing you wanna do is find the hood release, which in this car, right here, just give that thing a yank. All right, now that we got the hood open her all the way. And now, sometimes you'll have like a rod to hold up the hood. Fortunately, so I'm gonna put these shocks on here. First step that I personally like to do is always just check the oil. Now, I'm the one who did the oil change last time, so if there is any low oil, that's my fault. And as you can see, it is kind of like a brown color. That is totally normal for used oil. As long as it's not blackened, you should be fine. Okay, so she's a tad over, as you can see. Now that that part's over, we can move on to a little bit more of the live action. I forgot to do something. Hard to get underneath the car when it's so dang low. So, get you a pair of ramps. What you're gonna do is put one underneath each one of the tires and drive that thing up. All right, we're up. Now let's get underneath the car and figure out what's going on. Welcome to the more claustrophobic section of the job. So basically, this is the passenger front corner of the vehicle going underneath. And as you can tell, a whole lot of plastic down here. So this little pan right here is the one we're gonna be taking off to get access to the drain plug and oil filter. I got this guy off. It's just 4 10mm bolts. Or you can use a Phillips head, doesn't really matter. I prefer the ratchet. But now we have access to our oil pan. Bolt here is a 14mm. And this guy, you need a special tool for. It's right here, oil filter wrench. Also gonna wanna grab one of these guys, oil drain pan. All right, I want you guys to be able to catch this live action with me. Breaking the bolt loose. There we go. All right. Ready? Nice. Look at that. Very satisfying to watch this stuff flow. Doesn't even look like it's wet. Golly, it's just taking a minute.
Our beautiful baby, the week. I was showing Mom the Onyx, and I was like, she's gonna wake up.
Now that we got just dribbles, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to clean up this drain bolt so it's nice and clean. These guys have a little seal on them. I don't know if this one is replaceable, but you know, we're just gonna put it back on there. I think you're supposed to change these at every oil change, but we're gonna find out. And tighten that bad boy back on there. And you don't want to just start ratcheting it immediately, because if you strip the drain bolts, then you got to replace the oil pan. That's probably not a job you want to do. Just take your time, do it slow, do it right. Now it's time for the not so fun part, the oil filter, which is, I don't think you can even see it. It's kind of up here. I think you can see it. That's okay. Well, no time like the present, right? Well, that was quite the battle. Oh, shoot. Oh, bye-bye. Being cleanly is easier said than done, you know? We are going to install the new oil filter. Helps if you have your supplies, you know? Got a brand new oil filter, and compared to the old, it is identical. You're gonna check the oil filter for the seal, this black part. Because if you double seal this, it will leak, and you might blow your engine if you're not careful. So we're gonna pop up this seal here. Now, a lot of people talk about pre-filling these guys. Me personally, never done that. Probably never will do that. You want to get this guy hand tight. Don't need it any tighter than that. It's just Toyota didn't really think about this. So I may snug her down a little bit. Now that that's done, we're gonna double check our drain plug. Torque it down to good and tight. Good to go. Take a little napkin, clean up our mess, and ba-bam, ready to move up. Welcome back to the top side. I did take off the oil filter cap while I was down there. I totally forgot. Here's our oil. Now the oil I'm using in this is 0W20. Now the car, that calls for 0W16, but I want to give this a shot. 0W16 is just a little bit too thin for my liking, so I'm going to give this a go. Toyota says it's okay, but you got to switch back to 0W16 on the next oil change. I'll probably end up doing that, but just keep in mind oil type does matter, and I am using full synthetic. With this stuff, you should be fine if you go a little bit. So you might be noticing I don't got a funnel. This is going to be our funnel. So what you need to do is take my scissors and pierce this water bottle. Ouch. Seriously, dude? There we go. God dang. So I'm going to cut this guy in half. Now, engines like plastic, so you can leave that in there. Just kidding, take it out. Once you got your water bottle cut in half, definitely remove the label so that nobody knows where you get your water from. That is private information, you know. You're going to want to make sure that it is good and dry. Pull a paper towel and kind of clean that bad boy up. And when you're finished, check it out. Nice and dry. That'll go right in there. You can tell I got a section cut out here. And now we can add our oil. So the goal is to not spill any. And the car calls for 4.8 quarts. So I think an extra 0.2 quarts won't hurt it. We'll put in the full 5 here. Don't hurt me, Toyota, please. And yeah, this is what we're going to be doing until we finish. Drink up, little buddy. For such a small engine, this thing takes a lot of oil. Golly. Now that you're done with that, put the cap back on the bottle. Ooh, if you don't drop it, that sucks. Okay, let's try this again. Grab the bottle cap and don't drop it in your wife's engine bay. And definitely tell her about it. And she definitely won't find out by watching this video. Sorry, honey. We're going to be using that again later. Clean up your area. There shouldn't really be much in here. Maybe just a little bit of ground, but you'll be fine. Make sure not to get any of that in the engine. Put that cap back on there. One more step. We need to check our oil. Have our dipstick. Always clean it up before you check it, or else you won't get an accurate reading. Hello? We're a little over, but, you know, I think she'll be fine. Okay, now that we're finished up top side, we're going to go back under. And you might be wondering, the heck are we going to do with all this waste oil? Put it in there. We also have to put on back the under shield, but that's pretty simple. It's just a couple screws. So let me show you what you guys want to do with this. The trick I learned is to grab a Walmart bag, put your hand in it, grab your old oil filter. You put an oil filter in there without making any mess. So tie this off and throw it away. It's junk. Seat to the live action once again. So what I'm going to do is take our waste oil and pour it in here. Definitely take your time with this. You can make a huge mess if you aren't careful. So let's see what happens with me. All right. All your waste oil is neatly stored. Now, we cap it. What you can do with this stuff is just go to your local auto parts store, ask them if they take oil, and if they say no, then tell them they're liars and go to another store. Right. Well, I think that was enough fun for one day. So double check our work, make sure everything's tightened. Shut her down. Let's back her out. Go to the interior and take care of that light. Here's that maintenance required light. 62,230 miles, so at about 67 I got to change it again. So I'm going to press back arrow, vehicle settings, go down here to scheduled maintenance, push OK, and then reset. And off the car, fire it back up. I forget how long Toyota takes with their freaking startup animations, dude. Just like that, no more light. Well, that's how you do a oil change on 2019 Toyota Camrys. I know they come with V6s, which I wish we had, but you know what? Maybe the next one. So, as far as future projects, as you know, that was my wife's car, and I have to do an oil change on my car. Won't tell you guys what it is, but same color, a little older, but I've always wanted that car. So, stay tuned for next time. Thanks for watching and have a great day.